Hey guys, what's going on? It's James Select 44 here with a brand new video. Today we are in GP3, not GP2 for a change, just for a trial run to get ourselves in the best possible division. So we're having a trial run in GP3. Here's our fastest lap in qualifying in the wet conditions on the intermediates. We're going down into turn 1, third gear, keeping it tight, getting on the power nice and early, try and get the best traction. We got onto the bit of the exit curve which will set up the car slightly, lost a bit of time. Down into turn 2, you want to take a nice line through here, nice and tight, get on the power again as early as possible, but be careful with traction in the wet. It's really horrible, especially running with an RTC around here. Into turn 4 now, we go down 2 gears into 5th gear, a little bit of a lock up, but again being caution on the throttle, don't want to spin the wheels up here. You want to take a nice tight line, but don't get to that grade curve, it throws you out and spins you around in the dry, so in the wet it's absolutely lethal. Into this right left, taking a lot of curve, getting a nice exit there. Now down into 4th gear. As you can see, if we don't shift down gears through here, keep it nice and tight, just be careful with the power before we come through this fast left hander. Now slight lift, down 1 gear into 5th, getting the power as early as possible to go down this little straight. As you can see, we're going perfectly in the first and second sector. Down to 4th gear, you can take a lot of speed through there, but I was felt like I was a little bit cautious through there. Maybe could have took a bit more into here. Now this tricky long left hander, we go down to 3rd gear, keeping a tight line, be careful of this car ahead of us. These are the excursion off the track, into the last corner now. Again, we decide to take a tight line through here so we can get the car opened up early as possible down to the line. And we do go P1 at the end of this lap, but obviously track was improving quite quickly and we dropped down to P2, only 19 thousandths off. The top 3 really close together, a little bit of a gap back to P4, but it was a decent lap. And now we're going to jump straight into the race, but before we do that, we're just going to have a look at the tyre strategy. So we're going to go from mediums to hard. Obviously with it being raining, we get to choose what we start on. So now we're just going to jump on board and get the lights going for the GP3, sorry, keep doing that, Hungarian Grand Prix. We have 5 headlights and away we go. A little bit of wheel spin, as you can see, we drifted over slightly to the left. The cars around us getting a bit of a better start than us. We're already being passed by the Renault and the Alfa Romeo. Got to be a bit cautious here to turn 1. A little bit of wheel banging with the Alfa Romeo, but we lose 2 positions, we could get away with no damage, so I guess that's a positive. We're now trying to make this position back up and try the inside, but a little bit of contact ahead, so I kind of had to back out a bit. Got a car on our right side now, so we had to divert a little bit of an incident up ahead, but we managed to keep that and we're staying P4. So losing positions but no damage. Nothing really happened until lap 9. We were about the same pace, the gap was keeping around the same, but the safety car come out now. We are going to go into the pits. I know you might be thinking it's a bit too early, usually when I'm coming around lap 17, but these hard tyres will last to the end. They're just really durable, these hard tyres. So we're going to go to the end. As you can see, a little bit of a weird safety car restart here. The leader decided to slow the pack up right on the last corner, and I don't really agree with this tactic. It could have been so dangerous for other cars making contact. People getting penalties that really ain't their fault if the leader slowing down that much, but we're doing our best trying to not cause contact and keep out of the way. They get going again, we get a decent run on the McLaren of mine. Maybe we can have a look down into turn 1. We're using overtake and revs. We pull out, but he's also pulling out to the car in front of him, so we decided a little bit better of it than just go steaming in. We're going to watch from the car behind the contact as well. So we keep position for now. Not a bad restart. They got the 2 in front fighting down into turn 2. The McLaren has got the head of the Alfa Romeo. Maybe we can have a run of the Alfa, who seems to be harvesting through there, which felt a bit weird considering we had a whole safety car to harvest. But never mind. We're going into this tricky right hander now, trying to get a decent run. It looks like the car in front of us is a little bit slow through here, so we have a look at the inside. Well, wasn't light enough on the brakes, but that puts us horribly out of the exit, and I've got a car back inside. We leave him in the room, there's a bit of a tap, and I believe he actually has a bit of a wobble and actually takes out, well, another car crashes into him and we're tossing the rest. I don't believe that was my fault, let me know in the comments, but we were on to lap 16. Hunter's having a go at us. We defend to the inside. We're going to be late on the brakes trying to defend this. We run slightly out wide, but that's fine. No contact made, and that was, I think, fair defensive driving from me and good battling between us both. Again, Hunter looking to get through on turn 1. Is he going to try and dive on up the inside? Maybe he does. Bit of contact, pushes us out. Looks like he's losing the car, and yeah. tried to dive for him, didn't really work out, and created contact. But that battle's done. Now we have iRage behind us. There's a battle going on in front of us. Bit of contact. I have to get out of it and turn out of the corner, which then makes us start tracking out iRage. Has got that place with Hunter straight back on us. He's going to have to go around the outside of turn 2. Doesn't quite get there. Yeah, but unfortunately for us, we had to turn up the corner, and that lost us the position, and now we're down into P7. Lap 19 now, we have Hunter behind us. We got defensive. He's pulling out. He's going to try around the outside. We're going to try and break later than him. We do. We get the car slowed down nicely. Get it turned in better this time. Get on the DRS from the car in front. We had actually done turn it on. Now we do. But as you can see, a car in front has gone into the pits now, which promotes us into P5. And now we can get on P4. Now we can get on iRage. We're in the slipstream. We can overtake on which race. Maybe we can have a big long going into turn 1. Here we go for it. We do. We're super light on the brakes. Get the car slowed down. No contact made. Does he get the switch back on us? And it looks like it does. Where it looks like we've got decent traction too. And that was a really good move. I actually really enjoyed that move. It was a bit of a risky one going for a dive from that far back, but it worked off. We pulled it off. No contact made. But now we've got iRage to move back on us. It gives us a bit of a tapper going down the straight. He gets a position. He runs wide. Have we got the nice switch back? We do. We performed the switch back that he couldn't do when we got past us, and that maintains our position in the podium for P3. We go around turn 2 a little bit wide, which gives him the momentum on us up into the hill part, up into turn 4. We're going to move it up to the moment, we actually get taken out and lose our wheel, and that is the end of our race. So yeah, I was just moving back to take the normal racing line. I was ahead, I was able to do that. He was on the wrong side. But we're going to carry on commentating on this race. We have a move for P2 against the Alfa and the Ferrari. The Alfa Romeo gets that, and actually when we crash course the safety car, that's where we see these guys on the softs. And he'll probably try and hunt down Mario Mansell now. We also have the Red Bull fighting iRage, the guy who took us out. The Red Bull gets past him, iRage runs off the track slightly, picks up a 3-second time penalty, and I believe that position is done and dusted. But Mario Mansell is your winner. The guy on the softs couldn't catch up. He drove a fantastic race. He's got so much pace, this guy. I think he's definitely got GP2 pace. Hunter second, the Alfa third, maybe not. The Red Bull, right, the Renault goes third. And yeah, so that was a decent race. I was unlucky to get taken out, but all in all, it was fun battling these guys. Yes, there was a few incidents, but I think Hungary is a very difficult place to overtake. You've got to pull out something special really, if you want to overtake the car in front. So maybe everyone was just feeling a bit ambitious, but that was the race, and I'll leave you with the podium celebrations. So there is your results, guys. Congratulations to the top 3. If you did like this video, please like and subscribe, and I will see you soon for another race. Peace.